Okay, we're just checking the traps here after night 16, I think, and we got ourselves another dog. Same trap that we've caught the other few. He's mucking around a bit. Sit still, mate. That's tied down with those stakes. Yeah, got him in a full front foot catch. Can't see whether there's any more up there. I'd say he's the only one. We'll better quick go and shoot him before he hurts himself too much. Righto, let's go up and see what he is. Righto. Here he is. What do we got? A male. Full paw catch. Oh, he's leaking his pee everywhere there. Don't want that. Yeah, he hasn't quite uncovered this one. There's a little bit of stuff there. I'll just cover it up a bit. So that's good. Can't see any more there. But I didn't see any. I moved the camera yesterday down here, and I think this one here might be one that's been seeing his tail all curled up. We'd seen on the camera down there further, but last night I shifted the trap that I had over in that other paddock. I went and actually pulled it up because the night before the dingoes had gone past. I'd heard them howling and I saw them in the thermal, but they were a fair way off. But then a bit later they went past the camera. Well, I went to the camera, past the camera to the trap, and I didn't realise I hadn't been to check it for a few days because I had the camera there. So that's why it's important to actually physically go and check them, because the ruse had set the trap off and I didn't know about it until the dogs saw the trap was being set off. So that's the only time they've been past in the last, well, since I set the traps probably a bit over 2 weeks ago, so they've only been past there once. So unfortunately that was set off when they went past. But anyway, this could be one from the same mob, I'm not sure. Righto, so I got the trap in just here again. It's tied off down there. I've anchored it off with those. This is a trap with those new screws I've been using for screwing into the ground, and they're screwed into the hard track just there, so they won't get. The dog can't pull them out. Didn't even shift them that time. So if your ground's nice and hard, they'll be fine. But if it's a bit looser dirt, I wouldn't really be using them. So just really chewed up the area here a lot. I'll just put a bit of this around here. Anyway, we'll go and get him out. He's a good old dog. He's got a few years on him. He's starting to go a little bit grey around the muzzle there, a little bit, not overly. Good fangs on him, but you can see they've got a bit of age to him as well, just on the edges, a little bit chipped. Anyway, that's good. Another one out of the breeding cycle. So what's that? 3 bitches now, and a dog. 2 dogs maybe. I just forget. Anyway, they're all dead anyway. It's 5 dogs anyway. Righto, we'll keep going. Righto, just have a look at these other ones here. Nothing been here. No, not even any marks on the track, so no dogs have even been along here. The trap set in there. It's here somewhere. There's a stick. Yeah, there it is. So that's probably, I had the stick in the wrong place there, which is making them step over there. I'll put it there so they step in front of that stick. There we go. Might make them step in the right place. I don't think they've been along here either. Sorry for the wind noise. Nothing there at that one. So anyway, they might have only been the one dog. There has been just sort of one dog wandering through on his own, but then I think there was sort of two dogs on another occasion as well. So yeah, we'll get him eventually. If not this trap run, we'll find him somewhere, or someone else will. Okay, I just went outside out in our garage and I heard a dog howling over this way, I'm pretty sure. Over in the neighbour's place. They might be coming down the road, coming this way, so grab the rifle, so Ruger Ranch Gen 1, 2D3, on a tripod, and come down here and see if we can give a few howls, see if he wants to come up. Just walk away from the house because he doesn't want to go, they won't come up here too close to the house, but they should come down the main driveway. I've got these are the American Defence rings on this scope. Really good return to zero on them. I'm really happy with them. Mount straight onto a pick rail. I still use my Magnatech on a lot of the other rifles, but I've been swapping this scope and the Raco 2 around on this rifle. So anyway, let's see if we can find this dog. Got a few roos down here. They're probably going to spook, but I'll get over here in the trees and see if I can do a bit of howling. See what happens. Okay, so I've set up here under these few trees, so I've got a few trees behind me to break up my shape a bit. And so there's our main grid over there. If they come down, they're probably going to come down this main track. Don't know, but I should be able to coax them over here with a few howls. There we go. Wind is pretty well right, there's a fair bit of wind. It's blowing straight in my face. If they're out anywhere out here, they're not going to be able to smell me. I don't think they're going to come up from behind me, because he was sort of that direction, would have been a couple hundred metres up there when I heard him give a bit of a howl. But there could be too much wind as well for my howl to carry that far. Let's wait and see. Well, I sit there and howled and I whistled with this little predator call from Craig from Go Thermal for a while. I really like this whistle. But anyway, nothing showed. So anyway, got that one in the trap this morning with his mate. They might come back and go past the traps again tonight, hopefully. But can't see anything that showed its head, so anyway, I'll go home. I've got to go and fix a trough that's running over down. Our boss was found, so I'll see you later. Checking the traps again this morning. This is where I got the one yesterday, but there's been nothing here. Drove past the other traps and come the other way around this morning, but still nothing. So anyway, see what happens tomorrow. Okay, I just want to take this opportunity now to give you a quick update on Knockpick's Quest H50R binoculars. Now these, I've had them now for a couple months and been using them quite extensively, and I'm really happy with them. If I take a binocular or something out for the night, I actually quite miss these. So just for the ergonomics of it is really good. They provide a good pouch for it to sit in on your chest, a little chest harness thing. Or you can just use them as on a neck strap as well if you want. But they sit really nicely in your hand. If you do want to use them one-handed, you got the zoom and the focus and your record and your rangefinder and everything. It's all in that one side. If you do want to change settings, you do have to bring your hand up and the other way. But if you're holding some gear in the other hand and you're walking along, you can still put them up to your eyes and use them, and got the pretty well most of the functions available with one hand. They're quite nice and light, but one thing I really like is the proximity sensor in the middle here. So that allows you to, as soon as you put it up to your eyes, the screen turns on, and the moment you take it away, it turns the screen off. So if it's hanging on your chest here and you're going to have stalking up on something, it's not lighting your face up from the screen in here. But at the moment you put it up to your eyes, the screen is on and ready to go. It's a really nice picture. I'll just record so you can see what the picture I'm seeing in here. There's some cattle down there at what is it? About 120 metres. So yeah, they're really clear. The zoom on it is really good too, so you can zoom right in, and your picture clarity is still really good with the AI enhancement in the image, and you can go right up to 32 times magnification, and it doesn't degrade the image too much. And also, if you go into the settings, there is a down into this one, to electric image stabilization. So there you go. The footage is a little bit more zoomed in, and you haven't got quite the clarity because it's zoomed in, but that's just holding it freehand. You see how reasonably stable the footage is just from me holding it freehand. So that's really a real nice feature, especially if you're like me, you get in the heat of the moment and your adrenaline gets going, your hands start shaking, and it's really hard to hold it still and identify your target, whereas that really takes the shake out of the image. So anyway, just thought a few of the things I really like about it. If you are interested in looking at one of these, purchasing one, and you would like to help the channel out, go head over to the links below to Bristle Up and go and check him out there. If you want to talk to Jesse, he's got a wealth of information, all things thermal, especially when it comes to remote mounting. So yeah, go and check him out. Also, if you want to support your local dealer, I always encourage people to support local. Go and talk to your closest dealer, and I'm sure they can help sort you out with one of these binoculars. So yeah, go and check him out and check out Bristle Up, and I'll catch you in a bit. I have a camera triggered earlier. There's a dingo going past, heading towards my trap, so that I might come up here and check it. It's probably about an hour or so ago. So see whether he got in the trap or not. We're about to find out. ourselves a dog in the trap. Just check, make sure you've got no other mates around here. So, this is using the Knockpix Quest binoculars. Hey mate! Woo! Righto, well here he is. Fairly big dog. An older one. Quite a big dog. I just see him trotting up here before. I got him on this one here with the cable on this drag. He hadn't pulled it far at all. This is the same one I got a few of those foxes on. This is one of my cables with this is a new D-shackle on there. I'll sort of try it again, but he obviously wasn't in there for very long. Probably only about 3/4 of an hour, I suppose. An hour. But anyway, nonetheless, it's done the job. Pulled him up, and he wasn't going to go anywhere. I got him a full paw catch in the Western Trapping Supplies number 3. Really good trap. So Ben shot him with the little Chris 22. Anyway, let's get this trap reset and get him out of here. That's dog number 6 for this run. Well, I've been checking this trap line for a few days and got nothing. But this morning, I come along here and look what we have. It's that same cat who'd been walking along the track back here and past when I had the camera set up. So, there's a nice big black fella. Kitty. I wondered whether I'd catch you. Anyway, we'll get him shot and get out of here. Righto, what do we got? Big tomcat. There's a big cat. A full foot catch on him. Look at those claws. He can't retract them with the trap on his arm. Grabbed him and held him good. So this is the one that has those are the landscaping pegs holding it down. That trap there's still all good. He couldn't quite reach it from there, and so he hasn't disturbed it. So anyway, we'll get him out the trap and get it reset. Then we're going to go and do some cattle work. We've got peg testing today and pulling some more weaners off. So got a fair bit of work on. Just taking away these cows. Well, I've been peg tested and we pulled the calves off them and got to push them away. Got to watch them and they then turn around and want to head back to their calves. Just got to push them up the end of this lane and they're going into the paddock just over here.
yesterday.
Another one.
There's fresh.
Another one there.
That one's fresh. And now back there was a couple that was over top of my wheel mark.
Yeah, so they're travelling this way.
No, there was actually one or two going that way. Back there.
What we should do is sweep it.
Hey?
Get a branch and sweep the area.
Yeah.
It's like a good broom.
I can actually go back and do it back there in the sandy.
If you just do a and if they walk
I reckon
out,
they're travelling through. They might have changed tracks. You go and travel through here. Because here's another big one. Look at that one there. That's
yeah.
a big dog.
Well, that was really dumb. I was just riding back here discussing with Ben our next moves for trapping and ran straight over my trap.
At least it was you, not me.
I don't think it's done too much damage.
Well, it's a quad bike, so.
That was a bit dumb, wasn't it? Button my phone up.
But I bet you, see, it's back to where you've had movement. There's been things going on around. They've come to suss it out, like, or even if you trapped the mob that was the pack that was patrolling this area out, and it's sort of some that are, sort of starting to come in and have a look from over
A different area.
or back up the hill a bit.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, do I try and reset this one here, or do we
There's
just
a bunch of roos out there, Josh.
do I just come back here and pull this one up? Because the dogs aren't travelling through here.
No.
Haven't seen any tracks through here for a while.
That's what make me think that they know. It's sort of like,
Yeah.
they come this far and either they haven't just made it here yet, or there's someone smart enough to know that, oh, there's things going, like anyone that goes down that way get caught.
Yeah.
And they're cutting through and running up the other track now to come by.
Yeah, well, they're definitely avoiding it a bit.
Yeah.
So the other thing I probably need to do is maybe change scents.
Yeah.
Because if they're getting used to that one scent,
Yeah.
actually maybe that dog that I trapped, or that neighbour shot over here the other day, it's probably not from this area. If they're operating way over that way, it could be a different pack. Well, we've just been sitting here discussing what we're going to do with our traps, and what we might come up. We might pull these couple here up because the dogs have been avoiding this spot just along here, and we might come back, whether to do it this afternoon or over the next few days. We might start setting a few the other side, because the dogs seem to be travelling that side more so than this side. So we might, and also down this back way up here on this other track, they seem to be travelling a bit more too. So we might change the trap run a little bit and see if we can pick up a few more. There's still, I don't know how many dogs, it might be at least 2 travelling through, and there's been some. I've got another couple traps set down the lane there, way down the paddock there further, and I think the dogs nearly got to them last night, but not quite. So we might even set a few more down that way too. We'll see how we go, but just depends how we go for time, really. I've got my tracker sitting on the front here, having a look for dog tracks as I drive along. better not hit the brakes too hard or he might fall off the front. Checking the traps here. I got one trap set just beside that tank there, another one on the corner post, other side of the ute. But the dogs have been along here last night. They've come probably up this track, come under the fence here, past the trough, and then they've gone down this track, so they haven't got close enough to that. But anyway, I can't really set any out here because they're going to be putting weaners out here again today probably. So yeah, for some reason they haven't been going past these traps here, so it might be, yeah, there's a dog track there. Was there one sort of come through here and one's gone over there, and they've both got together and gone down the track. So anyway, we'll go up and check these other traps up here, then we're going to go and take the weaners out for a walk. But I might cover these traps up while I'm here. I got some plough discs put over the sit over the top of the trap. Stops the cattle. They can stand all over that as much as they want, but they can't set it off. Right. Righto, just coming up here to this last two traps, and it's all clear. There's one there, nothing. Anyway, we've been checking it for the last week or so. Haven't been getting anything. Did pull up a couple of those traps the other day, but we might have to sort of change tactics a bit, change the line. We might leave those ones in because we've caught a few dogs there and a few things. So if the dog is travelling through, there's probably a high chance they'll get caught. But excuse me, might just set a few more in different spots because the dogs are still roaming through the area, but just haven't been going where we want them to yet. So patience is a virtue. Alright, we'll get going and get some cattle work done, work some weaners, and see you later. All the little lawnmowers going. So the 2 days they've been off the mother and they're all pretty quiet, or eating quietly, no bellowing. Much. Right, we're taking them for a walk out the yard again. Ahead of them to block them up so they don't go tearing down the lane. They're all still fresh weaners. Going out this lane with them. Checking the traps again this morning. It's been, what, a month? Yeah, it'll be a month tomorrow since I set these traps and end up with 6 dogs, 2 foxes and a cat, mostly just here. There was 1 dog back this other way over here. But anyway, the cattle have set this trap off in the middle here, middle of the track, so I'm going to pull it up. And there's been no dogs along here lately. There was 3 on the camera way down the middle of the place last night. We've still got the other 2 traps set in the lane down there because the dogs have been going through there a bit. But the weaners all set them off this morning when the boss put the cattle through there. So yeah, we'll pull them up and just keep the ones going down there, and hopefully we can pull up those 3 dogs somewhere along the line. But I think we just had them here a bit long enough now. We'll just pull them out and they might just let them settle down and get used to coming through here again. Right. Ben's going to pull that one there up. I'll try and undo these screws on this one here. See if they got bent at all. Certainly beats pulling out the other stakes. But as you get dead in the head there, it makes it a bit harder to get the driver in, but not too bad. So yeah, these stakes seem to be working really good when you put them in hard ground, but if the ground is a bit soft, I don't think I'd be using them, just because so I'll put them here right into this hard track. And right on the wheel mark, and they didn't move even when I got that last dog in them. Anyway, that one there had the cable on it there, and it's worked really good. So if you do want to purchase any of these trapping cables off me, I'll put a link in the description below. And yeah, I will be supplying 2 different size D shackles now. Those thicker ones, so that's the thinner ones. They're okay. I think they'll be perfectly fine for foxes and stuff like that, but for dogs I probably recommend going a bit heavier than what I did with them, just because that one dog I had bit the D shackle and actually squashed that in a bit, which made it come loose. So yeah, I'll put 2 different ones up on the website. I think they'll be about a bit over $1 each, I think, for the bigger ones, and the others about 60 cents each. So if you want to purchase any of them off me, head to the link in the description below, and yeah, that'd be much appreciated, and they definitely work really well. And I've just taken these weaner steers over to put them in the paddock. They've all been finished and they're nice and quiet, and there's supposed to be a chance of rain coming in the next few days, so we're going to put him out in the big paddock and leave him there for a while. They're going really good. A few of our Speckle Park fellas in there. Actually quite happy with how they've been going, what they look like so far. Here they go. Just got to take them up about another 600 metres or so to the trough. Well, it's been a fair few weeks now since I sort of finished my trap run, but I've still got a couple of these traps in the ground here. I've just left them in. I've been so busy I haven't even had time to keep checking them every day, so I've just left these plough discs over the top, but the cattle have been up in here. They've pulled the cable and stuff. I did have it buried, but anyway, this has been in the ground for probably a month and a half, I suppose. But I'll just show you. It's had all the paper over it the whole time, and it should still fire quite good. See, there you go. Still just like the day I set it. So these cables, just really easy to disconnect them. Just get the pliers, you undo the D-shackle, and the whole thing just comes straight off. There's no stakes to pull out of the ground and all that sort of thing. So I got that one there and another one here. Well, look at that. Grab me on the toes. Gonna have to use two hands to get that off. Anyway, it's just sitting on the shoe. But look at that. It'll probably hold me on the foot pretty good. I don't want to wreck my shoe pulling it off there, but it doesn't even hurt. It just holds a constant pressure on there, and a dog's foot would probably go numb pretty quick, and they wouldn't even really feel it. So see, if they pull and jump around like they do for a bit, it'll probably hurt them for a while. Then it goes numb. But look at that, it's on my toes, and it doesn't even hurt. So all those people that are complaining about it being really, really cruel for animals, it's not really that bad. So anyway, that's going to be a wrap for this trapping series. I hope you have really enjoyed it. I've had a great time trapping and putting the videos together for you. So this will be the end of the series. If you have missed the other videos, I'll leave a link up here or at the end of the video for you can go and watch them any of my other trapping videos as well, the whole series and other ones as well. The other thing is, just again, if you're interested in buying any of these trap cables off me, I've got a links in the description below, and also if you're in the vicinity of Toowoomba, you can call into Western Trapping Supplies. They have got them in stock now as well, so if you'd like to go and have a look at some in person as well, they should be on the shelves in there. If they're not, go and ask them about them. But yeah, if you want to support me and you want to trap some dogs and you want to use some cables, by all means, go and check out the links below. But anyway, I hope you did really enjoy the series. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this sort of content in the future. And as always, I'll catch you on the next video.